Hey guys, so just got back from the movie No Good Deed. I've been kind of looking forward to this movie, I must say. Not too much, but one of the reasons why was because I thought the trailers looked fine. It kind of intrigued me with the cast they had. I mean, it had a really good cast, especially the fact that Idris Elba was going to be playing a serial killer. Kind of intrigued me because that guy has a presence about him, a very intimidating presence about him, that he could pull off a character like this easily. Especially if like his voice and everything else and his mannerisms, he could pull it off. He's a guy who's mostly been known for doing stuff other than this, but like the last role I think big role he did was fucking Nelson Mandela, for I'd say. Also, Taraji P. Henson, I don't know if I'm saying the name right or not. I've seen her in movies before, and I always thought she was good. And so I was kind of intrigued, like, with this movie, even though it was another home invasion movie. And we haven't had many of those, apparently. Not enough of those, apparently. I mean, God's sake. And I think they're running that thing to death, like they've done with zombies and vampires. I mean, if I have to see a zombie or a vampire movie anymore, I'll fucking scream. But anyways, I was kind of looking forward to it. Then earlier this week, not until like actually today, did we ever start getting reviews for this movie. It hasn't been getting any reviews at all. Like, it was kind of like, what the fuck? That's never a good sign. Because usually that means the studio never screened it for critics, which they didn't. And when studios do that, they usually have no confidence in the movie, and they usually know this movie's gonna fucking suck. So they avoid critics seeing it. Although it was kind of funny to find out that before I went to saw this movie that apparently the studio kind of covered their ass saying, well, we didn't screen it for critics because we didn't want the big twist at the end to be revealed. I was like, okay, so what the fuck's the twist in this movie that's so important to keep secret? I mean, hell, they didn't even get a fucking pre-screening for this fucking movie. I was like, what the fuck? I was really surprised by it. Dolphin Tale 2 got a pre-screening, but this didn't. Because apparently kids go to movies at 10 o'clock at night on a Thursday. I don't know. And it's even more surprising because this movie was packed for a 2 o'clock screening that I went to. I thought that was weird that they didn't do a pre-screening for this. So, is it any good? Not really. It's not. It's just a very forgettable home invasion movie. That's about it. It's something I'll forget about within a week's time or even days' time. There's nothing really that stands out about it. I can tell you this: that whole we didn't want to reveal the twist of the movie is complete utter bullshit. I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, this movie is not horrible. It isn't by any means. But it's just forgettable. That's it. It's your typical average, by the numbers, home invasion movie, and that's about it. It's predictable as fuck. I will say the performance, like acting wise, in this movie was really good. I mean, Idris Elba is intimidating as shit. He is. He really is. He can pull it off this role very well. Also, Taraji B. Henson is really good as the wife that is being held hostage basically by Idris Elba. Although the trailers are kind of misleading, that like they make it look like he just he just comes into her house without her knowing it, but she lets him in. She voluntarily lets him in. It's not shown in the trailers, but yeah, just the scene where he asks for her phone. Well, she gives him the phone, and then he tells her, I'm gonna wait for the tow truck here, and basically she just decides to let him in. So honestly, for fault of her own. At one point, she left the fucking door open while he was just standing there, and I'm like, "You're a fucking moron!" Just to go get the phone. That's why she did it. But I thought that was really fucking. I thought, oh great, he's gonna just fucking wander in easily. He can just wander in, but actually he doesn't. He's actually, Idris Elba plays like this guy who's a narcissist, who, anytime he's in a relationship with somebody, or he's in love with somebody, and somebody looks at his girlfriend, or he sees this person with another guy, he flips the fuck out and kills the woman or kills the man that has having a relationship with this woman. And he's like fucking crazy. I mean, he plays it very well. I like Idris Elba in this movie. I did. He definitely, both of him and Taraji P. Henson definitely shined and definitely were the best parts of this fucking movie. Honestly, the acting was fine. You have the stereotypical best friend, female best friend that you kind of figures out what's going on with Idris Elba too late and then gets killed. Spoiler alert. I forgot what her name is. I've seen her in movies before. She's the blonde chick. God damn, I forgot. I know I've seen her before. I can't remember her fucking name. Anybody can tell me in the comments. She's the stereotypical. I mean, her character has been in a million movies like these. You know what's going to happen with her. This movie, again, is very predictable. The husband was the only guy who I thought the performance was kind of bad. He wasn't very convincing. His acting was a little questionable here and there throughout the movie, but luckily he's not in this movie that much, so that's not bad, even though he has a big part in the ending. But anyways, this is a movie I really don't have much to talk about because it's that fucking boring. It's not that... There's not much to talk about. It's generic. It's by the numbers home invasion movie that you can pretty much see everything coming from a mile away. It's predictable as shit. It's something that's just completely forgettable. I don't know what else to fucking say about this movie other than that twist that was so important to keep from the public is not really that big of a fucking twist. It honestly, it just came out of fucking nowhere. Honestly, they basically felt at the end of the movie like it's just I'm not gonna spoil it, but they basically try to give you a reason why Idris Elba is attacking Taraji P. Henson for a bunch of conveniences. Honestly, basically he just luckily crashed his car by her house just by accident, and it's kind of ironic that he does, and kind of just coincidental. It's really hard to explain the twist or explain it without revealing the twist. They just try to, like, the ending, the twist basically is just trying to explain why Idris Elba is attacking her, even though we kind of figured out already that he's just a fucking crazy person. You really don't need a reason why he's attacking her. He's just a fucking crazy person, and that's it. And he's finding an attraction to her, and she's not wanting any of it because she's married, obviously. You didn't really need another reason for him to be attacking her. It's really stupid. At one point, I actually thought it was going to be like that her husband was his lawyer or something like that, or was one of the lawyers against him or something like that. But no, I thought it was going to be like a Cape Fear kind of twist ending. I seriously thought that was what they were going to go for, but no, they didn't. Which I was really surprised. But anyways, there's not much to talk about this movie, so I don't recommend it. Maybe watch it like when it comes out on DVD. It's a decent rental at a Redbox. That's about fucking it. Apparently the crowd I saw it with liked it, so there you go. Apparently I'm in the minority. As far as trailers go, I got a few new ones. Sorry. They got The Wedding Ringer, which is Josh Gad and Kevin Hart. Josh Gad is a guy who has no best man, and he goes to a company called the Best Man Inc., where they just hire a best man for anybody who doesn't have a best man, and he happens to be Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's gonna be good in that. I really don't know. It didn't look that great. It looked kind of like the I Love You Man. Honestly, it did. It looked like I Love You Man. I was like, why does this movie remind me of? It's like, oh yeah, it's fucking I Love You Man. Which was a way better. It looks definitely that movie looks way better than the Wedding Ringer. Because honestly, I love I Love You Man. That was a great movie. The Boy Next Door. It's Jennifer Lopez has an affair with a younger guy, and he ends up being fucking crazy. That's about fucking it. She's a teacher, and he somehow enlists into her class. So did she start having sex with an underage kid? That brings up some weird fucking questions. That trailer does. I was sitting there like, wait a minute. Did she have sex with an underage kid? And she's like, oh, I could lose my kid and my job. Yeah, you could, but also you could go to fucking jail. I don't know. It brings up some weird fucking disturbing questions. I got the trailer for Addicted, which looks like Temptation, Tyler Perry's Temptation, if it was based off a novel. It's basically just a woman who has it's a black woman who has an affair with a white guy. Is cheating on her husband. That's basically it. It looked stupid. It looked generic. It looked like a bunch of melodrama shit I don't give a fuck about. And the last one was a new trailer for Interstellar. I have no idea what the fuck was going on in that trailer. Honestly, there was a lot of points I was like, I have no idea what's going on. It looks very pretty. It's directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Matt McConaughey and Anne Hathaway and who else? I forget who else. Jessica Chastain, stuff like that. Like, all right, I'm seeing it one way or fucking another. It's probably gonna be very complex and very confusing, and be one of those movies you have to not fucking like go up to use the restroom the whole time, like Inception. I mean, I like Christopher Nolan. He's one of my favorite directors, so I'm gonna go see it. And I love Matt McConaughey at this point. He might be getting another fucking Oscar. Maybe Nolan will finally get his Oscar. I have no problem. Anyways, that's it for No Good Deed. Don't go see it. There's much better out there right now. But anyways, I'll be back next week with Walk Among the Tombstones. And until then, I'll see you guys later.